In this video, we're looking at number properties. So we're going to cover a wide range of different things, but the first thing we're going to look at is what we call a multiple. So a multiple is just obtained by multiplying the number by a positive integer. So let's say I wanted to write out all the multiples of 9. So 9 times 1, so 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. These are all multiples of 9. Okay? Now we're going to look at what we call the lowest common multiple. You'll usually see it as LCM in textbooks or questions. So the LCM is the smallest multiple that's shared between two or more numbers, usually comparing amongst a lot. So if we're saying find the lowest common multiple of 4 and 9, what you should do is list all your multiples, well not all, but a range of multiples for 4 and 6. So if I'm starting with 4 here, multiples of 4 would be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. And it can keep going. But let's say now I'm going to go and write all my multiples of 6. So we have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and it keeps going. At this point, we look at these and we're looking for the smallest number that is shared in both sets of numbers. So in our case, 12 and 12. So we would say that the LCM is 12. Right? Alright, now we're going to look at what we call factors. So a factor of a number has a remainder of 0, so when you divide into it. So if I divide 6 by 3, it comes out as 2. So that would be a factor of that. In the same way that, let's say, 11 is a factor of 77. Okay, and then you might ask, wait, why? Because 77 divided by 11 gives me a whole number, 7, all right? So now we're going to look at your highest common factors. So the highest common factor is just the largest factor of two or more numbers. So again, you're comparing numbers and writing all their factors out. So here we're going to find the highest common factor of 24 and 36. So again, we're going to list out all the factors of 24. All right, so 24 and 36. So a good way to start this is go, all right, well, what numbers multiply together to give me 24? So I can go 1 and 24. Then we have 2 and 12. I have 3 and 8. And I have 4 and 6. All right, so those are my factors. So I said 1 times 24 is 24. 2 times 12 is 24. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24. So those are all the factors of 24. And I can do the same with 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, 36. Okay. So now we're looking for the largest number that is shared there. All right. So we look for that. And in this case, our largest number is 12. So the highest common factor, the HCF, is 12. Okay, so we're going to cover a few other things now. So we've got something called prime numbers. So prime numbers only have two factors, the number itself and 1. So 2 is a prime number. You can only get it by going 2 times 1. 13 is a prime number. 13 times 1, there's no other combinations. 17 times 1. Now it's important to note that 1 is not considered a prime number. Now, the opposite is if they have more factors, we call this a composite number. So a composite number has more than 2 factors. So 6 would be a composite number. It's got 6 times 1, 2 times 3. 8 would be a composite. 20 would be a composite because they have multiple factors other than just 1 in itself. The next thing we want to look at is what we call square numbers. So when you square a number, all this means is you're multiplying the number by itself. So 3 to the power of 2, or 3 squared, is just 3 times 3, so 9. Now square rooting is the opposite, and we use that kind of, looks almost like a Nike tick symbol there, to show a square root. So what we're asking for here when we say square root 16 is we're asking you to find what is the number that when you times it by itself equals 16, right? And in this case, it's 4. Now I can write over here, this is just a little note, you don't have to actually do this when you're answering the question. It's because 4 times 4 equals 16. So the square root of 16 is 4.